What's the craziest statistic on a Reddit thread about crazy statistics?
Welcome to Good Mythical More. If you like statistics, you come to the right place today.
Yes.
Yeah. And these are going to be unexpected, surprising, and verified.
Yes, they're all from, the question is, what is the most interesting statistic you know, which has over 21,000 responses. And so we picked some faves and then we verified them so that we're not giving you any false info.
Okay, and just a word of warning that we're both uncharacteristically horny.
Right. Just because of the cookies that we had.
Those cookies.
Who are you warning?
I guess you. I guess
Okay,
each other.
great.
I guess everybody.
Yeah, right.
I guess statistically speaking.
We don't know how far the radius extends.
You know, the reach of this more. I just want you to know.
Yeah.
Everyone.
You just being a responsible guy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, this first one, don't get too horny. It's from All Hail the Nod, who says, Lego is, by numbers, the biggest producer of tires. And this person is probably from the UK because they're spelling tires with a Y. Does that make you hot?
I did not know they did that.
Wow.
It's like, have you been to Tire Fest?
You mean you didn't know that they used Y?
Y for fire.
I didn't either. Okay. This kind of makes sense.
Because their tires are so little. Mm-hmm. Are you talking about by numbers? The number of tires?
Yeah.
So
Lego
not the amount
holds
of rubber.
the Guinness World Record for tire production.
But the thing is that then means that the vehicles that the tires go on, it feels like this would make Lego, by the numbers, the biggest producer of vehicles, even though those vehicles are fake.
Not necessarily, because there are other
extra tires.
There's a bunch of, if there were competitors for Lego, which there aren't really. And there's a lot of competitors for tires. So like, there's not one person making all the tires for cars, but there is one company making all the tires for Lego cars.
Yeah.
So
there's also a distinction, I guess, in terms of, like, the tires are technically functional. The Lego tires.
Yeah,
they're rubber.
They work as tires, but their cars are not cars. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but I think you're trying to answer a question Rhett shouldn't have asked.
Well, I'm just saying, what else does this mean? You know, you got to know the statistic beneath the statistic. But you know what? I think we can get better than this.
Todd W. Draper says 6 U.S. state capitals are west of Los Angeles.
Never would have thought that.
Well, Alaska and Hawaii.
Honolulu and Juneau.
So I guess we got to have Washington and Oregon must be west.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Salem.
And California.
Olympia.
California's capital.
Sacramento.
Sacramento's, because of the way that the state goes, Sacramento's further west than L.A. What are we missing?
One more.
This must be
Peoria.
Idaho?
Nope.
No, it's got to be.
Well, it's not Vegas because you go. Well, but it's not Vegas. Isn't the capital of?
Oh.
But no, it's not that.
Reno. Is Reno the capital?
Carson City.
Carson City. And that's the answer. Nope.
It's not.
What is the other one?
Well, now I'm looking this up because that
It's
doesn't
just
make
not
any
true.
sense.
It's not true.
Well, hold on. The first thing we said was these are vetted.
That's just not true. Yeah.
But maybe it is.
No.
Hold on. Have we just been found out?
Already?
Our vetting process has fallen apart this fast?
Oh no, it's true. It is true. It's true.
What is it?
It's barely, but it's it's Carson City, Nevada.
Oh, it is Carson
It's because
City.
it's
Yeah, because
The way that-
LA
yeah.
goes down there. You got Nevada and then you're
Phew. That was a
So they're almost
real
on,
close
they're almost
one.
on the same longitude.
Yeah, these are all vetted.
Wow. Whew. 6
That's
U.S.
crazy.
state capitals
made
west
it
of Los
through.
Angeles. Vetted. True? 100% true.
You gonna remember that? I'm not. That's not the one I'm gonna remember. because the reason why there's so much of a response to these, because people like to have a statistic.
When we're done with this, I'm gonna blurt out all of these statistics to you in order. I'm gonna blurt them. I'm gonna go right through.
All right, memory palace.
I'm putting a memory palace together right
All
now.
right, what was the first one?
Number one producer of tires with a Y, Lego.
Okay, all right.
Peon 2 says 20% of the mammal species on our planet are different types of bats. There are about 5,000 species of mammals, and about 1,000 of them are varieties of our little winged buddies.
20% of all mammal species on our planet are different types of bats. Now, that doesn't bring a bat fearer. Yes, that's me. Any comfort.
20%.
I haven't seen any in a
mammal
while.
Species. So hairy, live-bearing animals. 20% of those are bats on a species level. I didn't know there was that many different bats. Think about how a bat came to evolve. Those aren't wings; those are hands with flaps.
They're just arms. They're arms. They're flapped arms. Look at all of the
fingers with skin in between.
they're basically hand bones, right?
And so how
Same bones.
Why is there 1,000 different species of some like cockamamie flying mammal? That's wild to me.
Here's my theory.
There's only
Bats
5,000.
are mostly blind. They use echolocation to see. This makes it likely that you will maybe get lost, and then you will be reproductively isolated from your group, and then you start a new group.
Well, that's a theory.
And so we end up with that many more species because they're just out there making noise trying to find each other.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, like, if you're a bat and you're in love and you make some noise to find your lady, and then it's like after a while, like if she doesn't respond, you're just like, well, I guess I'll just find another one. And you can fly. You can fly far away.
With your hands.
Leave her behind. This is why the bats are so plentiful. 20%. I'm going to remember that.
I just think that the
Memory palace.
speciation of
The what?
the speciation of bats is a little too loose. I think we got to tighten up our categorizations of bats.
Oh, okay.
Actually says there's like 1,400 species of bats.
Wow.
And you're partially
Fact check.
right. Well, no, it was correct because they said over 1,000.
Yeah.
But they get isolated from each other, not because they can't echolocate, but they do get isolated and they develop different, things to eat and ways to function in their environment.
Reproductive isolation.
Yeah.
A driver of evolution. Next.
DJ Ticklepit says the Statue of Liberty wears a size 879 sandal.
What? 8 or 9?
879.
879?
That's not a statistic.
That's not a real sandal.
That's a fact.
There's no size
And
to
it's
it.
actually not even a fact.
How did you determine that?
Is
This an extrapolation?
You can extrapolate shoe sizing to as far as it'll go.
Is this Australian
Sorry,
sizing?
no, we got this off r/craziest extrapolations.
Craziest extrapolations. Is this a French sizing or is this an American sizing?
The Statue of Liberty.
Because the French
That's
made
a
it.
really good question.
What?
The Statue of Liberty was the size 879 sandal.
This is how you think French people speak?
It's my new way.
Okay, well, I think you should retire it immediately.
Huit set
It's not European
nerve.
sizing, it's American
Huit set
sizing.
nerve.
'Cause it says the sandals are 25 feet long.
Foot pun.
Okay.
Incoming.
Seba ZDK says the birthday paradox. The fact if you have 23 random people, there is a 50% chance
They
to
share a
have the
birthday?
same birthday.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, how many people we got in here right now? Not that.
Anybody got the same birthday as somebody else in here? Does anybody at our entire Mythical have the same birthday?
There's 3 of us, me, Tally, and Sierra, all have the same birthday.
Okay. And how many of you are the same age?
That I don't know.
Well, you don't know that. That's the follow-up question.
Because then you'd be born on the same day.
You and Logan have the same.
Yep, me and Logan have the same birthday, and I knew that.
Does anybody have me?
Chase.
I don't have Rhett, but Taylor and I have the same birthday,
Okay.
and he is younger than I am.
Okay.
23
people.
50% chance.
There's a 50% chance.
Do that at the next party you're at.
It's only a 50%
You'll be the
chance,
light.
so that's risky.
Oh, you know what? You got to take a risk. So if you said, "Hey guys, I just realized there's 23 people here. Do you know there's a 50% chance that 2 of you have the same birthday?"
So every time you go into a group, you're counting the number of people, hoping that it's 23 or more.
So you basically say, "Guys, it's
Gather
a
up,
coin
gather
flip.
up, everyone listen to me. You know, that's
It's
what
a
you have.
coin
Yeah.
flip.
Yep.
Yeah. Everyone, please turn the music off.
Yeah. I do that at a lot of parties.
Have you been memorizing the order of all these?
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
see. Do you want to? Not yet.
T. Penna,
Okay.
219. There are more ants alive today than there have been humans alive ever.
What? More ants alive today than humans ever? That makes sense. They're so small.
And thank God. I mean, what if they were big? That'd be a problem.
They used to be.
Woo-wee, I'm
Before
glad
we
they
were
got
around.
small. Because they would be taking over. How many humans have been alive ever? What's the number?
2 million?
117 billion.
117 billion.
Ants alive right now.
Which, to put that into perspective, that means that like 7% of all people who've ever been alive are alive right now. Which is kind of crazy.
It is.
That's how many people are alive.
That's not as crazy as ants though. Are you taking that statistic?
Don't confuse me, man. I'm building a memory palace over here.
117 billion ants alive today, which coincidentally,
Oh, more than that.
more than that.
Yeah.
Now I have to see how many.
You gonna see how many what?
Well, because 117 was how many humans of all time, but it just said that there were more ants. What?
Right.
20 quadrillion ants
Holy
are
moly.
alive on Earth.
It's not even
today.
close.
Not even close. We could
That
be killing all the
equates
ants we
to-
want. No one would notice.
2.5 million ants for every human on the planet.
I feel like if you pushed a button and the ants,
What?
that's crazy.
That's nuts.
If you pushed a button and all the ants existing now just were disappeared, I think the world would collapse on itself.
The ants are holding the world up?
I think that many ants are an ingredient of the earth.
They're so small. But they're so small.
Did you know that 50% of the time ants are perceived as an ingredient of the earth? What's the earth made of? Well, it's mostly ants. Dirt, rock, animal feces.
Yeah. He's not wrong.
I'm a good lover.
Oh, that was more confident. I'm gonna love her.
We are chronologically closer in time to the T-Rex than the T-Rex was to the Stegosaurus.
Yeah.
We are 66 million years after the T-Rex, but the Stegosaurus was about 85 million years before the T-Rex.
That's crazy.
But
Crazy. That's a crazy statistic.
They always play with each other, though. I always get them to play with each other. The T-Rex and a steg?
And then we watched that cartoon that happened to be on HBO Max when we were in North Carolina with Ben, and it was about a guy with a dinosaur. And boy, I just could not accept it.
Yep.
Could not accept the coexistence of people and dinosaurs.
Yeah. No man has ever ridden a T-Rex.
But it was a cool thought to think about.
Or a stegosaurus, because where are you going to sit on a stegosaurus? You know?
Right.
They evolved to not be ridden.
Speaking of being ridden, are you guys okay in terms of your
horny.
horniness?
Still
Okay.
horny, but go on.
My memory palace is crumbling. So, I mean,
See what you got.
Can I?
Yeah, go with this. If you can get this, I'll be
Oh,
impressed.
you're
Okay, I'm just
doing
gonna
it?
just
Okay.
by way of review. Lego is the number one by number producer of tires
Why?
in the world.
With a Y.
Tires with a Y. 6 U.S. capitals are west of Los Angeles. Okay.
Including Carson City.
20% of all mammals are bats. That's about 1,000 different species.
More than 20%.
Yeah, 20% of the mammal species.
Mammals, 20% of the mammal species, yeah. The Statue of Liberty wears an 879 sandal, but that's an extrapolation and it is a French size.
Well, no, but
If you
You're
are in a
doing it.
room with 23 people, there is a 50% chance that 2 of them will have the same birthday. There are more ants alive now than there have ever been people who have ever existed. And the 117 billion people have existed. But there's 2.5 quadrillion ants. Is that what it was?
there's 20 quadrillion ants,
20.
but that means 2.5 million per human.
per person. And also, we are closer in time to the T-Rex than the T-Rex is to the Stegosaurus. Okay, the memory palace is intact. Continue.
And you left it on a good hanger because I said, speaking of being ridden, so I think everybody at home is like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, what is she going to say? D&D Lurker 9463 says, even in the 2022 Kentucky Derby, 19 of 22 entered horses can trace lineage to Secretariat.
Well,
I don't know how old Secretariat is.
Neither do I. Hold on, let me see.
That might help with the wow factor here.
2 million years old?
yeah, right, yeah.
Even in 20...
There are more secretariats alive now than there have ever been people.
19 out of 22 horses running in the Derby are a descendant of Secretariat.
He
He's a stud.
It's just stud, man.
died in
stud.
1989 and he was 19.
And still the vast majority of
He-
all horses
He
running
died in
the-
1989?
Wow. 19 out of 22. That's what you got to remember. Not 1989.
Oh, I'm still building it? Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, give me a second.
Wait a second. The next one from Born to Be Wild says about 7% of people who have ever lived are still alive.
Yeah.
Didn't you say that?
I did the math.
Yeah. I'm impressed. No one else here is impressed by you doing that, but I'm impressed.
Okay, I'm impressed.
I didn't even process what you said, but yeah, I'm impressed.
Yeah.
7% of people who ever lived are still alive?
Yeah.
And what percentage of the earth is made up of ants?
Half.
No one was impressed at that point.
Half.
Good.
Half of the earth is ant.
So there's too many people becoming people.
Too many people becoming people.
You have a population problem.
We do have a population problem.
But I don't love what China's doing about it.
Well, they don't do that anymore.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I don't love what they did.
they stopped that a while back.
So you don't have to buy tickets to have children in China anymore?
No, I think they want you to have kids now. Yeah.
It's for political power?
No, because the birth rate collapsed to the point where there's too many old people.
Why did you do the head tilt? When you said,
I'm building my memory palace.
he's in his own world. We're not going to go back to your memory palace. You've impressed us twice.
Okay, yeah.
I can't take it. I can't take a third impression.
Yeah.
In this one more.
Because the only additional facts are that 19 out of every 22 horses in the 2022 Kentucky Derby can trace their lineage to Secretariat, who died in 1989. And then the other one
But was
is
never
that
a secretary.
7% of people alive today are the 7% of everyone who's ever lived is alive today. And that's it. Memory Palace closed.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm a good lover. Follow us at Mythical for more Mythical throughout your day.